everyone to assume that Harry was the one I had chosen. That night, Harry barged into my room. His face was dark with rage as he yanked me from the bed and dragged me to the floor, his hand clamped around my throat, squeezing tighter with every word. "Victoria, why won't you stop clinging to me?" His voice trembled with fury. "Because of you, Ember's gone. She left nothing but a letter before running away. If anything happens to her, I'll never forgive you." His grip tightened until I was gasping for air. "Have you lost your mind, Harry? What does her running away have to do with me?" Harry's eyes burned red. "If you hadn't forced this engagement on me, Ember wouldn't have been in so much pain. She wrote that she can't go on living. If she does something reckless, it'll be on you." I wrenched his hand off my throat and spat coldly. "I didn't even choose you. You can be with whoever you want, but if you don't get out of my room right now, I'll tell my father." That warning jolted him back to his senses. Harry let go and stormed out of my room. The next morning, he returned with Ember at his side. Harry looked worn and sleepless, while she appeared disheveled and pitiful, as though she had endured a night of torment. Harry stopped in front of me, his eyes dark and menacing as he said, "Victoria, even if I'm forced to marry you, I'll never love you. And if you dare flaunt in front of Ember that you've won me, I'll make sure the wedding never happens." With that, he stormed off with Ember at his side without even glancing back. I watched their retreating figures, a cold laugh rising in my chest. For the first time, I couldn't fathom why I had ever fallen for someone like Harry in my past life. The engagement banquet was about to begin. I had just finished my makeup when Ember came looking for me, her face twisted with resentment as she spat out, asking, "Victoria, why? Why should you get everything? It's not fair. Why were you born into privilege while I had to grow up as the poor woman everyone looked down on? Even Harry, the man I love, has to give in to your father's power and get engaged to you instead." Hearing that, I let out a cold laugh and shot her a look full of disdain. "Ember, hasn't my family treated you well all these years? My father paid for your schooling when your family couldn't afford it. After your parents died, he brought you into our home and raised you as his own. And what did you do? Instead of gratitude, you've sown discord at every turn. As for Harry, if he truly loved you, he would give up everything to be with you and not cling to my family's wealth and influence." My words hit Ember like a blow. She staggered back a few steps, shaking her head. "No, that's not true. Harry said once the Webb family is his, he'll divorce you and marry me." I sneered. "Do you really think my father, who's dominated the business world for decades, is that naive? You think he hasn't already paved the way for my future?" Ember's expression shifted abruptly, her eyes flashing with malice as she hissed, "If that's the way you want it, don't blame me for what happens next then." Before I could react, she pulled a knife from her pocket, slashed her own arm, and let out a piercing scream. Several bodyguards rushed in to find Ember glaring at me with feigned weakness. "Ms. Webb, why would you do this to me?" Harry's face turned livid. He stormed forward and slapped me across the face, hard. The very next second, the bodyguards had him pinned to the ground. "Harry, are you out of your mind? If Mr. Webb saw this, you'd be finished." Ember was rushed to the hospital, while Harry eventually calmed down under the bodyguard's stern warning. The banquet began soon after. The hall was packed with relatives and family friends. Dad took me by the arm and led me onto the stage. "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Tonight, I invite you all to witness a joyous occasion, my daughter's engagement. This evening, she will be formally betrothed to one of the young men here. And that young man is—" "Wait!" Everyone in the room froze as Harry interrupted Dad mid-sentence. All eyes turned toward him. Dad's face darkened with fury, but Harry stood his ground. "Mr. Webb, I don't love Victoria. Even if it means offending you tonight, I won't get engaged to her." Gasps rippled through the crowd. "What's going on? Did Ms. Webb just get rejected in public?" Dad let out a cold laugh, his words cutting through the air and chilling the room. "My daughter was never meant to be engaged to you, Harry. The one she's promised to is Jeffrey." At that, the room fell silent. No one had expected that the fiancé I chose was Jeffrey.